My name is Erica, and as October, oh no, as August has ended, it is time for September, and September means we have bookish plans, we do, because that's what happens, because even if you don't make a TBR, you make a TBR, so this is my September TBR. In fact, like, books that I'd like to get through in September, or definitely like make some progress in September. So that's what I'm sharing. But I wanted to share the 3 fun things that I'm participating in September too, so that you guys can do it too if you want to, because it's super fun. So the first thing is Bookish September, which is literally for the month of September. It's hosted by Elizabeth Page and then other people. I'll link her channel down there. Give you her info and stuff. I know it's her and a bunch of other people. The goal is to try to read more in September. The thought behind it being that a lot of people go back to school or just go back to like other things, and summer's over, and the feeling of just I get to relax and read is kind of out. So to kind of get people not in a slump and get people to just keep reading, Bookish September is supposed to kind of just push you to read a lot of books. So the goal is really just to read as much as you can in September, to read a bunch of books. And then there are 7 challenges that you can take part in if you want to. Those challenges are to reread a favorite, read a recently purchased book, read a favorite genre or topic, read a book with a beautiful cover, read a book you know nothing about, read a book with a dark book theme, and read a book that just makes you happy or wants to read. And then there's also a 30-day Instagram challenge, which I'm actually really excited to participate in. I follow a lot of bookstagram, a lot of book Instagram accounts, because I love Instagram anyway. Instagram's probably my favorite social media related thing there is now. Like that's Bookstagram is even more fun, and I don't do a lot of Bookstagramming. So the Insta challenge is every day there's a different photo to take, and there's actually like a giveaway happening. Like every time you do like one of the photo challenges or whatever, you get an entry for a giveaway. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so go check out her channel, and there's a link to the actual announcement video, so that you can check that out. And then the 7th through the 13th in September, hashtag a yearathon, has their normal monthly readathon, and this month's theme is banned books, which is super fun. I love banned books by accident. I have always read banned books. I've never understood censorship and banned books and why you would even do it. The point of writing, the point of making films, the point of making music is to express yourself, and if someone gets offended, then don't read it, then change the channel, then turn it off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I've never understood banning and such, but it does make for a very fun theme. And I actually went through and found one of the lists on Goodreads, because they have all those fun lists that you can go through, because that helped me in the last one, which I didn't even end up participating in, but I digress. But to see like what I had on my shelves, I'm trying not to acquire more books. I'm already, if you watch my August wrap up, I talked about how I'm a little obsessed with my lovely library app, and I keep holding books because I like that they just kind of show up and they're like, here you are, you can read this now. But that means that I always have 3 books in there, at least, to read, and I already have a tablet full of ebooks, and I already have bags full of books, and I already have shelves full of books, and I already have a nightstand full of books. So needless to say, I'm trying not to acquire more books right now. I am putting a couple on my wish list for Christmas, which I know it sounds insanely early for that, but I tend to start Christmas shopping. You get paid like every 2 weeks, so you start Christmas shopping early. I tend to start Christmas shopping usually the end of September into October, like once I've finished Halloween stuff that I need, because we do a thing for Halloween for my niece and whatever. Once that's done, I usually like move right into Christmas, because it's just easier for me if I have it all done early, and then I feel good about it, and I don't feel stressed, and I get to just enjoy Christmas time, and I like that. I like the no stress. So the hashtag yearathon is banned books, and I decided I would write down like a list of get a list of banned books, and then see which ones I actually had already in my possession. And I figure with my thing that I've been doing, which has been working really well for me because I feel like that I'm reading from every part of my collection, and I feel like I'm really getting a lot of books read that way because it's fun. It's fun for me to kind of pull things from different places in my room and stuff. So I've been reading in kind of a pattern where I read one for my shelf, one of my shelves, I pick a shelf, one for my shelf, one for my pile, which is this pile here, one that I've borrowed either from the library, for a friend, or from my niece, which is what I have borrowed right now, and one ebook because I have a tablet full of ebooks because BookBub is amazing and I love BookBub, but now my tablet is so full that it has no storage, so I need to read the ebooks. I think that's all my things. Bags, that's right, the bags, the 2 bags. You remember the bags. If you don't know about the bags, go watch my library book haul from June. That'll explain the bags. So anyway, so I wrote down the ones that I had, and check this out. So of this little list, I did like one list of banned books. It's like the best banned books or something like that. So these are the ones that I have. So currently, TBR is very off. So currently, like I said, there are some books that I really want to work on reading or read this month. So I want to finish Scarlet, and I would like to read. I have Cress and Ferris, so I'd like to continue and read Cress and Ferris as well in September. I would also like to really get some headway into Game of Thrones. I am 300 pages in. I really like Game of Thrones and the way that it's going, and I would like to read more of it. It is a, like almost 800-page book, so I'm not sure if I'll get through the whole thing because I've been kind of reading like 100 pages and then kind of pausing to read something else because it's so dense. So anyway, banned books. So those are the ones that are my thing. Game of Thrones, and I want to read Scarlet and Cress. Oh, and I wanted to read the next book in my Narnia. So the next one is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I wanted to read that too because I want to go back to Narnia. I want to go back and have fun in Narnia. I really like the Narnia books. So, and those are really quick reads. So that works. So the banned books, 7th through the 13th again, is the hashtag Yearathon readathon. And the ones that I happen to own. Ready? This is crazy. This is how much I like banned books. I don't even know. So the ones I happen to own. The Giver. Anything by Mark Twain really has been often banned because how dare you, Mark Twain? I don't know. So Mark Twain, his Dark Materials. So the Golden Compass, right? Yeah, Golden Compass. That series, which I have, I think 2 out of 3 of them. So either way, I can read one of those if I want to. British Terabithia. I have that one. Oh no, now I can't read these. Oh, Hunger Games. Diary of Anne Frank, Wrinkle in Time, Gone with the Wind. And then there's some other ones that I can't read my own handwriting here. I know Harry Potter is there, and I've really been feeling the need to like reread Harry Potter. I haven't read it in I haven't read Harry Potter since the last book came out. I read that in about 2 days, and that was the last time I read Harry Potter. And I've just kind of been like, I want to read Harry Potter, and I feel like I had decided before that November would be like my month of Harry Potter. I was gonna reread the series. I have Harry Potter time in November and into December, just for fun. So yeah, so those were like some banned books that I had. There's some other ones like I think I said Kids Fairy Tales already, and Speak, and like Harry Potter, and I cannot read with A Light in the Attic. A Light in the Attic and Where Sidewalk Ends. I'm sorry. A Light in the Attic and Where Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein are 2 of the best books from my childhood ever. Why would you ban those? Why would you ban those? They're adorable and sweet and so nice and so fun, and I don't know why you would ban those. That's just mean. Boo! But anyway, so during that readathon, I'd like to work in at least The Giver, because that's actually one of the read-along choices for hashtag Yearathon this month, and I have never read So The Giver is a definite, so that's on my TBR for sure. Like, I'd really like to get to The Giver. Once I figure out where it is, that's my only other issue. I think it's in the bag over here. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm not sure. So as per usual, it's kind of an ambitious TBR, but I've been reading a lot lately. So, and I feel like with Book of September, I want a more, crazy, ambitious TBR. So I've got like Scarlet and Crest, which I'd really like to read. I will finish Scarlet, read Crest, and maybe read Fairs. I would definitely like to read more of Game of Thrones. I would like to read The Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe. I would like to read The Giver. And I would like very much to read Aragon. I know that has been on my TBR my whole booktube career, if you want to call it that. I have said I wanted to read Aragon. Aragon is in a pile. Aragon is right there. It's right there. And also in September is Ripsat. Woo! I love Ripsat. I joined BookTube in March because after watching like lots of BookTube videos and thinking that it was really fun that people were just talking books and stuff, and I love to talk books, obviously. And one of the first readathons that I participated in was Ripsat. Ripsat is Read Your Bookshelf-a-thon. What you do with it is you basically just pick a point on your shelf, and your challenge is to read as much as you can. There's no like set number of books and nothing. You can set that goal if you want to, but really the whole thing is to pick a point on your shelf and you just read as much as you can. If you get to like a series, you can read just one from the series. You don't have to like read a whole series. If you don't want to. If you want to, like obviously you can. And then you can go from there. I've already chosen the point of my shelf I think I'm going to go from. So we'll come over to my shelf here. Yeah, really. I don't know if you've ever noticed this before. So there's a reason why I'm always sitting over here on my bed, essentially. I'm doing the videos, or sometimes I'm on my floor over here, but then usually the lighting's weird. And it's because my bookshelves are in weird places in my room. I have one bookshelf that's over against a wall over here that's actually just, it's literally one shelf. The rest of it actually holds my CD collection because I own, some 2,000 CDs. I don't know, lots of CDs. I love CDs. CDs are good. Music is good. And then my other bookshelf, my main bookshelf, the one that has the most of my books, is actually in my closet. My closet's missing a door. Closet actually has like, I'm just gonna turn you a little here. So yeah, my closet has full-length mirrors for doors. And so that's why I'm like never sitting in front of my bookshelf though, because to sit over here I really have to like squish myself. I did one video where I was sitting over here and the whole time like the light was really bright behind it. It's really hard to see the video and I just haven't figured out a way to do them in front of a bookshelf. So that's why you don't see me with books. Although I have a lot. So let's get to that shelfy shelf, shall we? So I'm gonna pull them right off the shelf and just show you. So I would like to read the ones from this shelf, which is right here. It's the first shelf. I'm kind of afraid to move you. I already know my camera's going to do weird things if I do, so I'm not going to. So the first one would be Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. I really liked The Ancient Girls this year, so that's why I want to start with this one, really. This is kind of a big book, but in my goal, at least during during the end of the month, it's I think it's the 22nd through the 29th. That would make sense. It's 7 days. And in 7 days, you read as many books as you can. So most likely I'll be like in the middle of another book because it's for you, and it'll probably be Game of Thrones because I don't know that I'm actually going to sit down and like read Game of Thrones. I think I'm going to read that book. And then the next one would be The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Steve Larson because I really, really want to read this series. It was just in years ago, and it always sounded really good. And I have the next 2 books in the series, and the new one comes out I think this month. I think it's actually like in a couple weeks. So I think it's in September. I'm really like for Ribsat, I'm thinking because these books are pretty big. I'm only gonna pick out 4 books. I'm like going for 4 in, and the only reason I'm doing 4 in is because they're all big. I don't even think I'm gonna get through all 4 of them in a week. But who knows? I may. So the next one would be this one, which is Becoming Marie Antoinette, by Juliet Gray. This is a book my friend gave me. She's my awesome friend. She's the only person that actually shops on my Amazon wish list for me every year. So this sounds really interesting. It's a historical fiction, I believe, and it's about how Marie Antoinette became Marie Antoinette, like that, like when she became a queen and all that. But yeah, I went to a play about Marie Antoinette years ago, and I got like this just need to know more about Marie Antoinette from that. So this book is actually a lot like the play I saw, so that'll be interesting. And then if I get through those, then the next one on this shelf is actually a collection of stories that I've wanted to read for a really long time. It's a book that's all of the stories of great ballets. There's 101 stories of great ballets. It's edited by George Lanchine and Francis Mason, and it's just about popular ballets and stuff, and what the stories are actually based on. And it's just, I don't know, it's just the whole, I don't know, sounds interesting. So yeah, so that would leave me, really, so my September TBR, let's review here. We're going to finish Scarlet. We're going to try to read Cress. We might read Fairest. That's 3. Well, that's 2.5, really. And then The Giver, and Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, so I can continue in Narnia. That's 5. Work on Game of Thrones, and then during Ribsat, hopefully I get through 2 books. I'd like to get through Before I Fall and Girl with Dragon Tattoo if I could. But if I continue, that would be another 2. So that would mean I read like 12 books this month. What? In September? I don't know if I can do that. That'd be craziness. That'd be kind of cool, though. I do have a fun outing. I haven't decided if I'm going to vlog during it or not. I know I'll be taking pictures. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a vlog or not, though. But I am going to see One Direction. I am. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited, to be completely honest. I'm going with my niece, my sister, and my brother-in-law. It's my niece's first concert. It's insane because it's at Gillette, which is huge. If you don't know what Gillette is, it should be weird. If you're in New England, you know what Gillette is. If you don't know what Gillette is the home of the New England Patriots. It's a huge stadium. It's a beautiful stadium, too. And I actually haven't been to that stadium since it was Foxborough. It used to be called Foxborough Stadium, and then they, redid it, and it got renamed to Gillette Stadium. It has Patriot Place there, and it has all the stuff, and I'm from a family of diehard Patriot fans. I myself am not a football fan, so it'll be fun specifically for my sister, just to be there anyway. And then if my niece makes it through without passing out, I'll be amazed. But I haven't decided if I'm doing a vlog yet. Comment down below if you'd like to see a vlog from the One Direction show. I might do it. I don't know. But I am going to be in Massachusetts for 2 days for that. So since I'll be gone for a couple days and I have travel time in which I am not the driver, which is so weird. I am always the driver whenever we go to Massachusetts, when I go with friends and stuff. I'm 99% of the time I'm the driver because I have no problem driving in Boston at all. I think I was made to drive in Boston. But because I'm not the driver, I know I am somebody that can actually read while in motion, like on planes and cars, whatever. It doesn't bother me, so I'll definitely be reading during that trip. I'll probably be reading at night before I go to bed, and I'll probably be reading in the morning until the kiddo gets up, because I don't want to wake her up when she's having a cool weekend. But yeah, but we are staying in a room together, my niece and I, so that we don't annoy the parents, basically, because they figured that we were going to be higher energy and crazy, because we are when we get together anyway. And this is a special instance. So yeah. Also, how ambitious is your September TBR? Are you going to participate in Bookish September? I am going to link down below the announcement video for that, so you can look into that. I'll also put the link down below for the Ribsat one. Hashtag Yearathon is right on Goodreads. You can just go to Goodreads and look up hashtag Yearathon, and there are groups there, and all of the information for that is on there. It's pretty awesome. I like hashtag Yearathon a lot. I think it's pretty cool. I like the discussions they have, and the hosts of it are really nice and really supportive. And if you're I've only read 10 pages, they're it's cool, whatever, just read whatever. And it's pretty neat that there is a theme for the readathon, but you're welcome to read whatever. Always, they don't really care. They're very relaxed, and it's cool. They're always fun readathons. Yeah. So that's my plans for September. I am planning to read a lot because I want to, because I have so many books, and I really just, every time I look at my shelves, and I do it all the time, I find myself doing it all the time, I'll stand up, I'll be getting dressed, and I'll just look, and I'll be all I want to do is read. I just want to read. I just want to sit down and read all the books right now. And I'm spending a lot of time doing that, and as I am getting my finances in order, as I said, I don't intend to be going out very much, so I think I'm going to be home. And if I'm going to be home, I should be reading, because it's fun. Anyway, so if you like this video, hit like. If you would like to see more, subscribe, and please comment down below if you would like to see a vlog from my One Direction adventure, or if you're reading any of the same books this month, if you're participating in the same things, and go check out the links down below for Read Your Bookshelf-a-thon as well as Bookish September, because I think they're both going to be really fun. The Ripsat is always fun. Ripsat is hilarious. There's always really good sprints. It's always a really good time, and I always end up reading books that I never I didn't think of before. Usually, when I pick a spot on my shelf, I'm just, yes, I will read these. Let's go. We'll see. We will check in on the September wrap up and see how I did. Let's see if I get through any of these. I'm actually gonna write down the list I just made for myself, because that's actually a. I thought I didn't have a set TBR, but I do. I do have a TBR. So I wrote down my September TBR because I got 14 books on here. 14 books. 14 books in not many weeks. There's only 4 weeks, 5 weeks total. Not even 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it was almost 5 weeks in September. 14 books in 5 weeks. I don't know, but I am participating in a month-long thing and 2 readathons. So you never know. During readathons, I tend to read 3 or 4 books, so it could work. Although most of these are really big, but let's just run through them. So my September TBR is to finish Scarlet, which is the one that I have for right here. I have about 200 pages left in, so there's that. To work on reading more of Game of Thrones. I am not certain that I will get through all of A Game of Thrones, but I do want to continue to read it. I have it for 3 weeks. So for 3 weeks, I want to read it and do the same thing I did last time and try to get through more of it and hopefully get through all of it. But, maybe not. I'm not set in stone there. I want to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is the next book in the Chronicles of Narnia series, because I want to keep reading that because I love it. And it's a really short, they're short reads, they're little books. So it'll feel good, and I want to get back into Narnia. I would like to read Crest and Fairest, also from the Lunar Chronicles, so that I am all set for November when winter comes out, so that maybe I can get my hands on that, because yay. I want to read The Giver, because that is the #Yearathon read-along book for the month that I haven't read yet for Banned Book, and then Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, Girl of a Dragon Tattoo, which are both on my shelf that I've picked out, the spot that I've picked out for Ripsat, which is at the end of September, starting on the 22nd, I think it's 22nd, and those ones are ones that I wanted to read. If I get through those 2, then Becoming Marie Antoinette and 101 Great Ballets, Stories of 101 Great Ballets, would be the next 2 books that I would try to get to. I would also really like to read Eragon, which would count as rereading a favorite for the challenges for Bookish September, and would really get me into back into the Inheritance Cycle, which is another series that I just really want to read. I've had those books forever, and I just really want to get into it again. I really like the dragons and the world and the stuff, and I just can't remember any of the stories, so I need to really start from the beginning. And then, because I have borrowed them from the library, and they're currently on my library shelf, Book of Speculation is a book that I want to read, and All the Light We Cannot See. Both of those are currently on my bookshelf along with Game of Thrones in the app that I have for my library. So those ones I'd like to read this month. And then I'd also like to read Storytelling by Tori Spelling, which is a book that I borrowed from a friend of mine that I've had since January, and I still haven't read yet, and it's looking at me, and it feels like it rounds it out. That actually filled out my piece of paper here, so that's why I wrote a 14th one. So that's 14 books in September. Yeah. That is ambitious and a half. If I get through any of those, I'm going to be really happy. I would be if I can get through 7 of these by the end of the month, I'm going to call that a success.